Hey guys, it's Best Survivalist 2012 here, back with another performance review. This is on the KD6. Most people that did reviews did them in the Sea Pleasant colorway, and when I first saw pictures of that on the internet, I'm like, these shoes are trash. Like, they were so bad. But the Merrill Blue Crab and the Precision Timing colorway, it really changed my mind, and I think these are really cool colorways, especially with all this detail. It's just crazy detail. Even on the back. On this side, you have like crab, like rusting almost. It's pretty cool. And then on the bottom, you have the like kind of crab hologram thing. So into the performance review. The traction, it was good. I'm not gonna complain. It wasn't bad. But to me, when I first saw the traction pattern on these, I just thought, why is there so much flat space? Like, it's just so flat. I mean, it just seemed kind of weird to me, and I didn't think it would work. But when I played in them, it worked pretty good. You obviously have to wipe, but it wasn't like I was sliding all over the place, and it wasn't crazy bad. It worked fine. Um, the lacing system, that was a huge issue with me. As you know, um, check out my LeBron 10 video, and I had a 9.5 in these. In these I got a 9, and they were the exact same size in length. They were the exact same length. And so these, to me, I think they run a little half size big. So make sure you try them on in the store. Again, I got these online. I got them shipped, so I didn't get a chance to try them on first. But yeah, definitely make sure you try these on. But the lacing system, it was kind of a big issue for me because, as you can see, these little things, it's the only thing that's holding the lace in. So if you tie them too tight, they'll like pull these. I think it's flywire. This like flywire strip that goes right here. It'll pull that, and it has stitching. I don't know if you can see that, but it has stitching right there. And if those stitches pop, I guess it could like pull this flywire thing up into the fuse, and I guess it could rip out eventually if you tie them too tight. But that's another issue. You can't tie them too tight, because when you tie them too tight, this tongue will bunch. It'll bunch down because it just will if you tie them too tight, and it'll cause hot spots on your foot right here. So it's hard. You really have to try them on and make sure it's a good snug fit. I like to have a little bit of room in my shoes, so I had about that much room because I don't like my toes hitting the end. But and they didn't. I mean, I had room, but it was hard to tie them tight. So it was the lockdown. It was good, but it was if you're really picky about that, you can like move the shoe a little bit up and down when it's on your foot. It's not a solid, secure fit. Um, so that was a big issue for me. I wish you could tie these shoes tight. Like, you really can't. You have to just tie them as much as the laces allow you, and make sure that you don't like pull these strings out way too far. I mean, they could pop off and break, and that's the only thing holding them in. So your shoe could be ruined. But you just gotta make sure you try them on and make sure they're a good snug fit, and that you don't have to like strangle your laces to tie them onto your foot so they're not too tight. Another issue is right here, this spot. There's no padding. It's just this tongue and like this orange. It's really thin. It's not much padding, and I had a hot spot right here on my ankle, and that was really it. Only on the left shoe, not on the right shoe. Maybe that's just me, but I've been hearing a lot of people have been having hot spots with these shoes. So just definitely make sure you try them on in store, because it's a really big issue. You want to make sure your shoes fit comfortably and nice. Yeah, I went over the lacing system. It wasn't great like they advertised, but maybe that's just because they were a little big. Maybe they want you to have like your toe right against the edge, a real snug fit. Another thing for me is the cushioning. You have zoom air strip right here that goes all the way across, and you could definitely feel it. It was definitely there. You could definitely feel it, and it was responsive. You know, it's not as good as LeBron 11s or LeBron 10s with the full length zoom and LeBron 11s with the Lunarlon and zoom. It's not that good, but it was good, and it did break in almost right away in the first game. So if you're wondering about break-in time, it did break in really quick. Um, the midsole, this foam is Phylon. It's you know, you're not gonna feel the foam since the ball of your foot's in the zoom and your heel's in the 180 Air Max unit, so you're not gonna really feel this hard Phylon. But it's not too hard, and it's not gonna like hurt you. My feet didn't hurt. My feet were they felt very good. Okay, the 180 Air Max unit. You know, since I'm a guard, you know, Air Max isn't the best. I like Zoom. I prefer Zoom or a Lunarlon or some kind of foam. It's not the best because you're more on your toes, so that's why the Zoom broke in first for me. But I did have a problem with rollovers. You know, I was going back on defense and I almost like rolled over on my left shoe like that, backpedaling, and I was like, oh, and I almost rolled over. And that's because with the Zoom, it's kind of rounded, so the outsole right here, it's kind of rounded too. So I wish they had a little, just not even this big of an outrigger like this, right here in the forefoot. I like the forefoot outrigger, but it doesn't even have to be that big. Just a little little extra rubber that would on right here, this outside, that would stop you from rolling over. That would be nice. But the cushioning in the heel, I mean, for me as a guard, you can't really feel Air Max, especially 180. 360 you can feel, but not really 180. That was not too good. But you know, I'm making it sound like a bad shoe, but it wasn't. It even with uh, it wasn't that bad. Um, but there was another complaint that I had, and that was how much dead space there was. There was dead space right here, um, and right here. But it was very snug right here because it is kind of a narrow shoe. It was very snug right here, and that felt good because I have narrow feet. But there was dead space on both sides right here. You know, I thought that would be an issue, but you know, when you're playing, you don't really notice that stuff. And I didn't really notice my heel was not slipping out, even though I mentioned earlier that you could kind of move the shoe up and down on your foot. It wasn't like a bear hug snug feel. You could definitely move it, but it was you know, the dead space, it didn't really matter. I mean, but it was there definitely, and also it's not as cushioned. You know, the only like foam cushioning for the inside is around the heel, and that felt good. But this whole fuse upper, it's just fuse. You know, it's very thin. It's not as thick as the LeBron 10 fuse, and it is very pliable. But it did break in very easily, and I was able to have a better one-to-one feel with the court than the LeBron 10, something like that, a bigger shoe. So, you know, overall, it wasn't a bad shoe, but there's definitely improvements they need to make if they're going to use this lacing system for for the KD7 or something like that. Um, yeah, so that would be the performance review on the KD6. This is the Maryland Blue Crab edition, and I did also like how they gave KD his own box. I mean, first time they did that, I like that. So this is the KD6 performance review. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll answer them. And make sure to follow that Instagram. It's Best Survivalist 2012, same as my YouTube name. And there's going to be shoes and coins there, so make sure to follow that, and there will be some cool stuff on there. If you have any suggestions, you know, that kind of stuff, make sure, you know, anything that you want me to do or answer, just leave them in the comment section. I'll answer them. And so, have a good day, guys. See ya.